This is one of the hardest times of the year for bird photography. Well, for me anyways. Most of the migrants have left and are well into their journey to the tropics. All of the striking greens, reds, and yellows that once covered these forests have now been drained away. I'm excited for winter to settle in, but right now we're in limbo between the two seasons. The beautiful fall days are behind us, and the bright, crisp winter days have yet to arrive. During these quiet periods, I always have to remind myself that all it takes is one good photo opportunity to make the day a success. And after a few days with no good opportunities, I finally found success with one of my favorite birds. With fewer species around at this time of the year, I like to take my time moving through the forest. I peek in every cavity searching for screech owls, I scan the buckthorn bushes for waxwings, I search the conifers for saw-whits or other roosting owls, and occasionally glance at the sky for any soaring raptors. On this morning, I decided to leave my camera at home and do a quick loop to scout the area. We're supposed to get a fresh snowfall later in the week, and I wanted to find a good spot to set up in. Well, as most of you know, whenever you don't take your camera with you, something good always seems to pop up, and today was no different. I was able to get within a few meters of a beautiful pileated woodpecker drilling a dead tree. Even though I didn't get any photos, I know that they like to return to the same tree throughout the winter. So the next day, I went back with my camera in hopes of seeing the woodpecker again, but I ran into one small problem. I can't find that pileated woodpecker tree that it's been excavating. I guess I took a wrong turn somewhere, and I've just been going in loops and circles trying to find it, and I can't find it, but right behind me in these conifers, 2 great horned owls are just sitting there. That's so cool. So I'm gonna use my binoculars and I'm gonna see kind of what's the best angle to get them at, because right now there's obviously a decent amount of branches behind them and in front of them. So I'm gonna see what's the best angle. I'm not gonna go too close. I usually don't go out looking for owls that often, just because there's so many of them that get disturbed and people are baiting them, like all this ridiculous stuff. So I don't really like to go after owls, but in these happenstance scenarios where I'm just walking and I end up finding one and it's totally quiet, nobody's around, I'm gonna get a little bit closer and see if I can get some shots. So you might be able to see one is tucked away right over here, and then there's another one up in the tree over here. I looked around with my binoculars and all the branches are kind of right in front of them. So the only way that I can actually get a clean shot of them is if I were to walk all the way around here, come on this side, and then shoot from this way. But honestly, like, it's not worth it for a photo. That's going to be a lot of disturbance. It's a lot of crunchy leaves and crunchy snow, and I don't feel comfortable doing that just for the sake of a photo. So I'm just going to let them be. It was a good sighting, but not a great photo opportunity, and I don't want to force a photo, especially with owls. So we'll keep moving on, and hopefully we can find something equally as interesting. After continuing my search for the pileated woodpecker, I finally stumbled on what I was looking for. Mission accomplished. That's what it's been working on. Those little cavities over there. So I came around the corner and he wasn't here, he was on another tree. And when I turned around here, I noticed that this was kind of the background I was shooting against. So I just came around and there's the tree. It's starting to rain now, it's like freezing rain. I'm gonna keep doing some of the other trails, hopefully find some other wildlife, and then tomorrow I'm gonna get back here really early and hopefully find that pileated woodpecker. I don't know if you can see it on this, but the woodpecker's kind of directly right in front there. Even though I'm talking, it's not really a big deal. The woodpecker knows I'm here. I'm a 200-pound person walking through the crunchy snow in the forest. It's pretty obvious that I'm here. I know sometimes we think that we have to go unnoticed 100% of the time, but the reality is if we can actually get seen by the animal and they just accept us and think we're a part of the surroundings, then we can actually get closer and we can get better photos. So you can see as I'm getting closer, the woodpecker kind of looks up, it stops drilling, and then it just goes back to what it's doing. So I'm talking now. I'm not trying to be quiet. I'm not trying to be unseen. I'm just trying to look uninterested and kind of be a part of the surroundings. You get so grateful during these winter periods. This is like the slowest time of the year for wildlife here, and anything you find, especially when it's something as cool as a pileated woodpecker, you would definitely take it. No complaints here. It's little moments like this that make it all worthwhile. And until spring migration rolls around, I'm excited to share more of these moments during the cold, beautiful winter. Before I go, I'd just like to thank the sponsor of this video, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creatives. Their classes cover a ton of topics ranging from photography, videography, editing, lifestyle, freelancing, and much more. If you're new to filmmaking, I highly recommend a class called Color Grading, Introduction with a Pro Colorist by Fred Trevino. I love that he takes the time to explain the different terminology associated with color grading while also showing how it's done. Knowing the hows and the whys is the best way to build a solid foundation for learning these techniques. Classes just like this are divided into easy to follow lessons with no ads, so you can really just focus on learning. And right now, we're giving away free 1-month trials of Skillshare Premium memberships to the first 1,000 of my subscribers that join using the link below. So check it out, there's a bunch of amazing learning opportunities, and thanks again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. I'll see you in the next one. Happy birding.